Hello all, I'm Sai and you're watching The Book Dragon. In today's video, I'm bringing to you my June TBR. In May, I decided to take reading at a very slow pace, so I did not read as much. My reading volume in May was comparatively lesser than most of the other months, so I want to get back in track and catch up with all the series and standalone books which I've already put in my 2021 TBR. So a major portion of June's TBR will comprise of books from series, and there's only one standalone which I have included. Without any further ado, let's get into the books right away. The first book in my TBR is Dark Dawn by Jay Kristoff. This is the third and final book in the Nevernight trilogy. I read the first two books, Nevernight and God's Grave, in January and February. My plan was to read all these three books in the first 3 months of the year itself and wrap them up in the first quarter. But what happened was I was really good in January and February when it comes to this series, and I read the first two books and enjoyed them a lot. I picked up the third book in March, but because of some things which were going on mentally in my head, I was not in the space to read this kind of a violent, dark story. So I put it off in March, and I don't know, I just forgot somehow. And for the past 3 months, I have not picked up the book at all. So definitely I want to pick this up and finish the series in June, because I do remember properly that I enjoyed the first book, and the second book I enjoyed even more. And I've heard only really good things about the series as well. It is definitely over the top, not for everyone. Also, it's an adult grimdark fantasy series, so not suitable for anyone who's under 18 years in age. If you're a person who likes very dark, violent, gory stuff, I'm sure you will love this series, because while I read this in January, it made me read a lot more. It is also a kind of series in which you will expect some things to happen in a particular way, but all of them will end up happening in different ways which you cannot even think of. It is definitely very, very, very violent. Every aspect that you can add for an adult book is definitely there in this series. So I think after Game of Thrones, this is the first grimdark fantasy series I'm reading, first of all, and I'm definitely enjoying it a lot. So I want to finish this series in June, and also I've not reviewed the first two books in the channel. I was waiting to finish the entire trilogy and make a trilogy review or a series review. So after I finish this one, definitely in June you will be getting the review for the entire trilogy as a whole. So do watch out for it. And if you do like dark and violent stories, I'm sure this is one for you. And the protagonist in this one is definitely one whom I like a lot. It's been quite a while since I've liked a protagonist in a series which I've been reading. Not even the Shadowhunters books, any other protagonist has been that much likable for me so far. But this character, she is very flawed, yet she's very likable for the thing that she is doing. So definitely I want to finish this series in June. Next two books are Shadowhunters books. Of this, the first one is Lord of Shadows, which is the second book in the Dark Artifices series. By the time I'm filming this video, I have not finished Lady Midnight yet. In fact, I've just started reading it. I'm not even 100 pages into the book, but I can definitely say I think this will be a series which I like a lot, because the first 80 pages of the book I've read so far, and all the things that have been said in those 80 pages, there have been a lot of mentionings of the entire world and the way in which the shadow world works as a whole. But apart from all those things, it doesn't feel boring at all, and that's this thing which I felt while reading those 80 pages, which I've not felt at all before. The main characters in the series, they are just being introduced, and they already feel a lot more mature to me. I don't know why, but if they are Shadowhunters, I'm definitely sure they're very impulsive and they don't act that mature. They do stupid stuff. That's the thing which makes this series very likable and very entertaining, if you ask me. We've also been introduced to the whole cast of the Blackthorn siblings. So if you know me as a reader, I'm sure you know that I love reading about sibling relationships and dynamics, and this huge group of six siblings as a whole, it just warms my heart a lot. But I'm also very worried, because when there are more than even two siblings, Cassie always makes one of the siblings face a lot of trouble. There are many here. I'm sure that something bad is going to happen to some of them, if not just one. So I'm waiting to see how the series is going to progress. Just as I said, I've just started on with Lady Midnight. I don't know how it's going to end and what will be the pitch for this one, but I'm definitely sure that I will be finishing it in May, and this will probably be one of the first books which I parallelly read in June along with Dark Dawn. Also, one thing which I'm very confident about the series is that even though the books are huge, I'm sure I can fly through them, because they are written in such a way, and I'm used to this kind of writing a lot more now. So let's just wait and see how I'm going to enjoy this or not. The next Shadowhunter book which I was talking about is Ghosts of the Shadow Market by Cassandra Clare and 4 other authors. I've read the other 2 short story collections, which are the Bane Chronicles and Tales from the Shadowhunt Academy. I like both of them. In the Bane Chronicles, the first 2 short stories are a bit slow and boring, but after that all the other short stories are excellent in every way. They are written in such a way that they express Magnus as the person that he is in the perfect way possible. And when it comes to Tales from the Shadowhunt Academy, the level of the series itself moves on to a really greater ramp. Okay, I can definitely say if the Mortal Instruments series is here, Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy actually sets up the series high up here because the amount of growth that all the characters go through in that single short story collection and the things that they are experiencing in the 2 to 3 year gap between the end of the Mortal Instruments and the beginning of Dark Artifices is definitely something which I loved a lot. Okay, also it is about the life of one of my most favorite characters from this entire series. This short story collection is about some of the adventures of Brother Zachariah, who is one of the Silent Brothers. And if you've read the Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices, I'm sure you know who Brother Zachariah is. He's definitely a Silent Brother. Many of the short stories in this book correlate all the 3 main series together, that is The Last of Us, Infernal Devices and The Dark Artifices. I'm not sure if this has anything after The Dark Artifices because it was published before Queen of Air and Darkness, and that's why I'm reading it before the last book in this trilogy. Also, I know that the last 3 short stories in this one happened between Lord of Shadows and Queen of Air and Darkness, and that's also one reason why I want to finish this before getting into that book, because I want to get all the details before I get into that one. Also, some people said that since I did not read this, I was not able to get some connections that were given in Chain of Gold and Chain of Iron, so I want to discover those connections as well in this one. Let's just wait and see. I'm sure I'm going to like this because my experience with the other 2 short story collections was really good, and I'm expecting the same from this one also. The next one is The Subtle Knife by Philip Pullman. This is the second book in the His Dark Materials trilogy. This is a fantasy trilogy which people from any age range can easily read. I think anyone who's 13 and above can definitely go forward and pick this up. It doesn't matter if you are a young adult or new adult. I'm sure it is suitable for every category because the writing style in this one is very simple, okay, but the things that the author talks about are really complex. That's the combination which I loved a lot about the series, okay. Everything starting from the magic system is very complex and well built, but the way in which the author actually articulates it to the reader, it is very simple, so don't feel like you're being spoon-fed or anything. You can just glide on with the story and enjoy it as a whole. We also have talking animals in this one, which are actually the souls of the human beings called the demons. There are many aspects of this series which I loved a lot when I read the first book. I've also watched the first season of the HBO TV show His Dark Materials. I've not watched the second season yet because I want to finish reading the books, then get to these, because I don't want to get spoiled for the books. Already I watched the first season and only then read the first book. I don't want to continue on doing the same for the other books also, and I've heard only really good things about this one. There are some very big science fiction and fantasy channels which I follow on YouTube, and all of them have talked only good things about the series. Also, if you finish reading this one, there's another series called La Belle Sauvage, which is situated or located in the same world as this entire trilogy. There are 2 books out now. I have the first book alone. It's called the Book of Dust. This concept of dust is very deeply used in the first book of the series itself. I think it will be explored furthermore in the other 2 books, so I definitely want to finish the series in order to get to the other series as well as watch the TV show. At last, I have a contemporary book. It's a standalone, and it is The Time of Our Lives by Jane Costello. This is one of the books which I received for free in 99 Books Cart unboxing video. In my unboxing itself, I said that I don't know, this book gives me some good vibes and I do think this will be a good read in some way or the other. So I've decided to read this in June because by the end of July, most of summer will be over, at least here in Chennai. So I want to finish reading this book. It's a bit big, but I do think it will be easier to read because it's a contemporary, and also I think the setup of the book is a vacation in Barcelona, if I'm not wrong. So all these things attract me to read this book a lot, and I've also seen only really good ratings for this one in Goodreads as well. But I've not seen anyone talking about this book at all anywhere, okay, not in BookTube, not in Instagram, anywhere. So I definitely want to go and try this, and if it ends up being good in some way or the other, I'll definitely recommend it to you guys. If the charm goes in that way, I do think I will enjoy this one also. Let's just wait and see. So yes guys, those were the 5 books which I've added in my June TBR. I also think I'll be reading some more books apart from just these 5 books in the month of June. Let's just wait and see. I also have some different specific reading plans to do in June. If I end up doing all of them successfully, I'll definitely make videos on them also. So yeah, that's it for today. If you did enjoy watching today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also share it to your friends. If you want to get more content from me, do subscribe to the channel because I publish new videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.